She was a young woman from Kerala with a bright future and a heart full of hope. Athulya Shekhar dreamed of building a better life for herself and her daughter. Like many, she crossed oceans in search of opportunity. But what unfolded behind closed doors in a quiet Sharjah apartment would shock an entire nation and raise haunting questions about love, abuse, and justice. Athulya married Satish in 2014. To the world, they looked like an ordinary couple starting their life together. But to those closest to her, there were early signs that something was wrong. Her family says the demands began soon after the wedding: pressure for dowry, money, and support. Over the years, the tension grew sharper, the arguments louder, and the shadows around her life darker. Still, she stayed. For her daughter, for the hope that things might change. Then came the move to the UAE, a new country, a new chance. But instead of freedom, Athulya found herself isolated, away from her family, away from support, trapped in a home where love had turned into fear. Neighbors hardly heard her voice, yet her pain echoed loud in the messages she secretly shared with her parents. She spoke of threats, violence, and nights filled with tears she could no longer hide. She spoke of being hurt, humiliated, and terrified. She said she was hanging on only because of her child. And then came July 2025. Athulya had just secured a new job, a step toward independence, a glimmer of hope. But hope can be fragile. On a quiet evening in Sharjah, she was found dead in her apartment. Just like that, gone. At first, it was called suicide. A tragic end, they said. But her family refused to accept that. They stepped forward with recordings, messages, and videos. Her voice trembled in the evidence, saying she had been beaten, saying she was afraid, saying she felt her life slipping away. Her father, devastated yet determined, told the world she didn't die by choice. He said she fought until her last breath. The case burst into headlines. Police opened investigations in India and the UAE. Her husband, the man she once trusted with her future, now faced accusations of abuse, dowry harassment, and responsibility for her death. Overnight, her private suffering became a public cry for justice. And through that cry, thousands of women saw themselves silent, hurting, and unheard. Athulya leaves behind a daughter who still waits for answers, a family still fighting for justice, a community forced to face the uncomfortable truth that far too many women live in fear inside the homes meant to protect them. Athulya wanted a simple life: love, security, dignity. Instead, she became another name in a long, painful list of women lost to silence, pressure, and abuse. This is not just her story. It is a reminder that behind many smiles are battles we cannot see. That when someone says they're scared, we must listen. And that justice delayed is not just justice denied, it is a second betrayal. Tonight, we remember Athulya not as a headline, but as a daughter, a mother, and a woman who deserved better. Her voice may be quiet now, but her story still speaks. And as long as cases like hers exist, we cannot look away. If you believe stories like this should be heard, and if you stand with every woman fighting in silence, stay with us. More voices need to rise. More truths need to be told. And every time we speak their names, we take one step closer to the justice they deserved. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay aware, and always, always speak up when someone whispers for help.